You ask your toddler to put on their shoes, and you get a defiant no. You try to leave the park and they go limp and drop to the floor. You feel like you're stuck in an endless cycle of no, and every single day is a battle of wills. If you're feeling exhausted, frustrated, and wondering if you're the only one, I want you to hear this. You are not alone, and it's not your fault. What if I told you there's a psychological shift that can transform these power struggles? Stick with me because we're about to uncover it. The problem. Let's be honest, it feels personal. When the little person you love more than anything digs their heels in over putting on a jacket, it's so easy to feel like you're failing. You might feel a flash of anger, and then a wave of guilt for feeling angry in the first place. You might find yourself pleading, bribing, maybe even yelling just to get out the door. Then you see other parents with seemingly calm, cooperative kids, and that little voice in your head asks, "What am I doing wrong?" That feeling of being locked in a constant battle can just drain the joy out of parenting. Turn simple daily routines into events you dread. You start to anticipate the no, bracing yourself for the fight before it even begins. This isn't what you imagine parenting would be. You want to feel connected to your child, not in conflict with them. You want to be their calm, confident guide, but instead you feel like you're in a wrestling match you never even signed up for. Promise. But here's the good news, and I really want you to take this in. You can change this dynamic. And it doesn't mean you have to be stricter, and it doesn't mean you have to give in all the time. Just requires a shift in how you see things. In this video, you'll discover the simple psychological reason why your toddler is pushing back so much. It's not because they're being bad, and it's not because you're a bad parent. It has everything to do with their development. And once you understand the why behind it, I'm going to give you 4 practical, gentle, and incredibly effective strategies that help turn these moments of defiance into opportunities for connection. You'll leave this video feeling empowered, understood, and ready to bring more peace back into your home. The secret to ending power struggles isn't a magic phrase or a new discipline tactic. It's this reframe. Your toddler's no is often not an act of defiance, but a declaration of their development. This behavior, sometimes called toddler refusal, is a completely normal and actually essential part of their growth, and it really kicks into high gear between 18 and 36 months. So, what's actually happening in their little brain? First, they're figuring out that they are their own person. As infants, their world was deeply intertwined with you. Now, they're realizing they are separate individuals with their own thoughts, wants, and opinions. This is a huge mental leap. Saying no is one of the most powerful tools they have to test out this new independence. When your toddler says, "No blue cup," what they're really saying is, "I am a person who can have a preference. I exist separately from you." It's less about rejecting you and more about figuring out who they are. Second, their brain is growing at an incredible pace. But the part of the brain in charge of impulse control, regulating emotions, and thinking logically, the prefrontal cortex, is still very much under construction. This means they have huge, intense feelings but almost none of the internal wiring to manage them. You've heard the phrase, all gas, no brakes. That's a toddler's brain. So when you say it's time to leave the park, their disappointment isn't a small thing. It can feel world-ending, and a loud "no" is the only way their brain knows how to express that overwhelming feeling. If we can see their behavior as communication instead of manipulation, everything changes. Finally, they are learning about cause and effect. When I say no, what happens? Does my parent get flustered? Do I get to stay 5 more minutes? This isn't them being malicious. It's them being little scientists. They're testing the rules of their social world to understand where the boundaries are. When we react with a big, frustrated response, we're unintentionally giving them fascinating data and escalating the very struggle we want to avoid. Understanding this is a game changer. Your child isn't giving you a hard time. They're having a hard time. They aren't a tiny tyrant trying to ruin your day. They're a new human trying to figure out how to be a person, all while their brain's control panel is still being built. When we really let that sink in, our whole approach can shift from trying to control them to trying to connect with them. Now that we get the why, let's talk about the how. What do you do in the moment? Here are 4 proven, gentle strategies. Tip 1: the why. A toddler's need for control is like a powerful river. You can't stop it, but you can guide it. Power struggles happen when a toddler feels totally powerless. By offering a small choice, you hand them back a piece of control in a way that works for you. This meets their developmental need to have a say and can dramatically reduce their urge to resist. The what? The key is to offer just two choices and make sure you're genuinely fine with either one. This isn't asking, "Do you want to get dressed?" because the answer will probably be no. Instead, you frame it as a choice between two yes. The how? Just build it into how you talk. Instead of, "Put on your shoes." Try, "Time to go. Do you want to wear your red shoes or your blue shoes?" Instead of, "You need to brush your teeth now." Try, "After our story it's toothbrushing time. Do you want to brush first, or should I go first?" Instead of, "Get in the car." Try, "Do you want to climb into your car seat all by yourself, or do you want me to help you?" This simple switch validates their need for control and turns a potential battle into teamwork. You're still holding the boundary, "We are leaving," but they get to be in charge of how it happens. Tip 2: The why. When a toddler is emotionally overwhelmed, their logical brain is offline. Trying to reason with or lecture a dysregulated child is like trying to send an email on a computer that's been unplugged. Connection is the power cord. When you show empathy, you're helping them co-regulate. You lend them your calm, which helps their nervous system settle down enough to actually hear you. The what? This means you first acknowledge the feeling behind the behavior without judgment. You don't have to agree with the behavior like hitting, but you can see the emotion underneath it, like frustration. This makes your child feel seen and understood, which lowers their defenses. The how? Get down on their level, use a calm voice and just narrate what you see. Scenario: your toddler throws a toy because their tower fell. Instead of, "No throwing. Go to timeout." Try, "You are so frustrated that your tower fell. That's really disappointing. It's not okay to throw toys. Let's take a big breath together. When you're ready, we can try building it again." Scenario: your toddler screams, "No," when you say it's time to leave the park. Instead of, "I said we're leaving now." Try, "I know. It's so hard to leave when you're having this much fun. You really love this slide. Feels sad to say goodbye. It's time to go home now." Then offer a choice. "Do you want to walk to the car or should I carry you?" This act of validation shows them their feelings are okay, even if their actions aren't. It also models how to handle emotions and strengthens your bond, making them much more likely to cooperate. If this idea of connecting before correcting makes sense to you, and you want more tools like this for your parenting toolkit, I've created a free guide called The Gentle Discipline Starter Kit. It's full of more scripts and strategies just like these to help you navigate these tricky years with connection. You can find the link to download it in the description below. Tip 3. The why. A toddler's brain isn't great at processing negatives. When you say, "Don't run," their brain mainly hears "run," and then has to do extra work to figure out what to do instead. It's much clearer to just give them a positive action to take. This replaces the unwanted behavior with the one you want, without getting into a fight over the word "don't." The what? This just means reframing your instructions from negative to positive. Before you speak, take a tiny pause and think about what you want them to do and then say that. It makes a huge difference in how your request lands. The how? It's all about simple, actionable phrases. Instead of, "Don't stand on the chair." Try, "Chairs are for sitting. Let's put our feet on the floor." Instead of, "No yelling." Try, "Please use your quiet inside voice." Instead of, "Don't grab the cat." Try, "Let's use gentle hands with our kitty like this." This isn't just about wording. It's a form of teaching. You're clearly and calmly showing them the right way to do things, guiding them toward success instead of just pointing out their mistakes. Tip 4. The why. When/then statements create a clear, predictable sequence, which helps toddlers feel secure. Routines and knowing what's coming next are incredibly comforting to them. This structure also empowers them because they are in charge of making the then happen. Unlike a threat like, if you don't clean up, you get no TV, a when/then statement is just a neutral fact about how the world works. The what? The structure is simple. When the thing you need them to do is finished, then the thing they want to do can happen. It puts the two events in order and frames the task as the key to unlocking what they want. You're not forcing them. You're just explaining the next step. The how. Use a calm, matter-of-fact tone. Instead of, if you don't put your toys away, we're not going outside. This feels like a threat. Try, when you put your toys in the bin, then we can go outside to play. Instead of, eat your dinner or you get no dessert. This is a threat and a bribe. Try, when your dinner is all done, then it will be time for our yogurt. Instead of, get your pajamas on now. This is a demand. Try, when your pajamas are on, then we can read our books. This phrasing shifts you from being the enforcer to being the helper. The boundary is still firm, but the tone is one of partnership, not a fight. It shows them you trust them. I know you can do this, and as soon as you do, this other fun thing will happen. So let's wrap this up. Those daily power struggles, the constant no's, the meltdowns over what seem like the smallest things, they are not a report card on your parenting. They are a sign of your child's healthy, normal, and necessary journey to becoming their own person. The secret is to shift your perspective and see it less as defiance and more as development. Remember the 4 strategies. Offer limited, empowering choices to honor their need for some control. Connect before you correct to calm their emotions so they can actually listen. Tell them what to do, not what to stop doing, to give them clear guidance. And use when/then statements to create predictable routines and cooperation. Putting these into practice won't make you perfect overnight, and there will still be tough moments. But I promise you, when you start leading with empathy and seeing the curious, capable little person behind the big emotions, the whole feeling in your home will begin to change. You will move out of that cycle of conflict and into a relationship built on trust. You're a good parent who is learning right alongside your child, and you have everything it takes to guide them with love and confidence. You've got this.